Hola. This first part of the video clip will guide you through the first section of En Linea 3.0. En Linea 3.0 is a program. It is not an online workbook. That means you're going to be writing, reading, listening, speaking, interacting with the program, practicing, doing activities, getting feedback. It's a very powerful program to learn Spanish. As you can see right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm using Chrome. I was told by the people from Vista Hard Learning that is the best browser to use En Linea. You can see right here that it says pages in Spanish would like to translate. I cannot reinforce and repeat, and I think it's included in the syllabus so many times, that you should never, ever, ever use an online translator. It is not a good way to learn Spanish, and if you use an online translation, you will be actually committing plagiarism. So please refrain from using online translator. By all means, you can use dictionaries, just like in here, which is online online dictionary that includes Spanish, English, Spanish dictionary from actually vocabulary presented in En Linea. So if I want to know what is casa, I know that it's a female word, F for female, and you can see in English. And if you want to know how to say house in Spanish, this is all vocabulary that is here. You can use any of the accents or the ñ that is included. Then you have the mini dictionary. This is actually a real dictionary that includes more vocabulary than in the first one. So let me explain a little bit how this works. As you see, the tabs on top are also included on the left. If you don't want to see the left tab column, you can hide it, or you can show it if it's more comfortable for you to use it. I actually don't want to see it. The contexto section, it's the one that presents the vocabulary. It's the first time you see the vocabulary of the lesson. It is presented in different ways. Sometimes, as such as in here, as dialogues. Sometimes it's presented in just pictures with vocabulary. In this section, in this example, you can see that the vocabulary is presented and you can hear it also.
¿Qué tal, Alberto?
Regular. ¿Y tú?
Bien. ¿Qué hay de nuevo?
Nada.
Anything here, it's in Spanish and in English. I highly recommend you not to think in English. Instead, try to understand everything in context. The first time you are presented with all this information, you probably won't know a lot of this, especially if you are a true beginner. However, that's what we're doing here, introducing to the language up front with the writing and with the speaking. Anything that is orange is a tutorial. When you have tutorials, it's the first thing you should do before you move into any activities that will be assigned. These tutorials let's try a different tutorial.
Listen and repeat each word or expression after it's pronounced.
Presentaciones. ¿Cómo te llamas tú? Me llamo. ¿Y tú?
Okay, so as you can see, they introduce here not only the words, you can read them, you can listen to the pronunciation, and you can view the picture so you know in context what they are doing. Obviously, they are introducing each other, they're talking, and here they're asking each other's names. And we're going to practice this. So we're gonna, in this activity, we're gonna drag and drop the words from the list to complete the dialogues. So, hola, me llamo Andrés, ¿cómo te llamas tú? etc., etc. Let's see if I can open the second tutorial.
Listen and repeat each word or expression after it's pronounced. Listen and repeat each word or expression after it's pronounced.
¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo estás? Bien, gracias.
Okay, so here they're asking each other how they're doing. We're going to try it out. So in this example, we see ¿qué tal? Regular. Let's see another one. ¿Qué pasa? Let's see if we do regular. This is not correct. Again, anything that is orange is a practice, a tutorial. If you wish to see a complete list of the entire vocabulary of the lesson, you can go to the tab called Vocabulario. You can print it if you want to. You can read it in here and you can listen to it.
Saludos.
Hola. Buenos días.
It is extremely important that you not just read it, but you can listen and practice vocabulary. The more you listen to it, the more you repeat it out loud, the better will be your pronunciation. After you finish with that, and it's a good way to read the tutorial, the vocabulary while you're doing the tutorial, you should be completing some of these activities. There's a lot of activities here. Not all of them are assigned, but you can really complete as many as you want. The more you do, the better it will be for your learning. Let's open one of these activities. This is an activity that works with listening comprehension. So here you're going to listen to each question.
Práctica. 1. Escuchar. Listen to each question or statement, then choose the correct response.
1. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Okay, first question, ¿cómo te llamas? The choices are muy bien, gracias, o me llamo Graciela. Obviously, it's me llamo Graciela. So we are again repeating and practicing everything that we work in the tutorial. I'm not gonna complete it. I'm just randomly guessing. And I actually did it before many times. I was trying something out. So I'm gonna submit it, and it's going to show 10 out of 100. Actually, let's see how many I guessed right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only reason you don't see that is because I completed those more than twice. So by guessing, I completed 5 correct. Once you do it the first time, you can see the answers, which are right and which are wrong. And any activity other than the chapter prueba, the chapter test, you can only complete one. You only have one attempt. You try it again. Now, I was joking about the guessing part of it. You don't want to guess. You don't want to cheat the program. You don't want to cheat the program because you will be cheating yourself. If you just guess the first one and get the answers and then you submit the second for the perfect scoring, you will not be learning anything. On the other hand, I can see for each activity that you submitted, if you submit the first one and you get 10% and then you get 100%, I will know that there is a problem. So please do this thoroughly. That's why this program is very powerful. It gives you the freedom and you can do as much as you want. Then you have other activities that are recording, like such as this one. Some of them are assigned, some are not. Some of them are writing activities. You're supposed to write. If there is an enye, you're supposed to put the enye. If there's an accent, you're supposed to put the accent. You submit it. Any activity that is actually, it could be graded by the computer or by the instructor. If it has to be computed by the instructor, you won't get immediate feedback. I will actually check those after the deadline, and then you will get feedback. If it's graded by the computer, such as the first one that I showed you, because it's multiple choice and the computer can only do so much, then you will get immediate feedback. There's always a quiz at the end of the contexto, and again, you can submit it twice. The second section is called fotonovela. Fotonovela is a soap opera. It's a fabulous soap opera that it happens in Mexico, and it's about a student from the United States that travel abroad and meets other students. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to include all the grammar and all the vocabulary of the lesson and view a fun show. Here you can see clips and you can see the little dialogue. However, you can watch the entire video. Like any other video that I introduce to you in En Linea, you can watch everything with Spanish, with English, or actually with transcript. I recommend you highly to watch it in Spanish. You will actually, the video will be in Spanish, but if you need to watch the transcript, read the transcript, read it in Spanish. After you view that, there are some useful expressions presented in the fotonovela, and then some activities, such as this one, which is true and false, and it is assigned. Once you're done with the fotonovela, you're going to work in pronunciation. This is an extremely important part. That's the only way you're going to practice and practice and practice your pronunciation. You can listen to the pronunciation section and complete some activities. Then we're going to the Cultura section. The Cultura section is a really nice section that presents to you the culture in context. So obviously, if we're learning about greetings, they tell you a little bit about how we greet and how we kiss, and which country you give one kiss and which one you don't kiss at all. In some of them, you kiss one or two, depending if you like them a lot or not. So it's a great section that you're going to be able to read a little bit also about the importance of meeting in different plazas in Latin America, and it has to do with the culture. Also, how you say in different countries, different way of saying the greetings, like que hay, que onda, que más, in Venezuela and Colombia. Then you learn a little bit about very famous people. In this case, you see Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony, which they shouldn't be together anymore. This program is fairly new, probably a year old, En Linea 3.0, but they're still together in here. There's some activities here that you might have to complete. In the first one, in the first couple of lessons only in English, then it continues with Spanish. This is a graded activity, so it has to be complete. There is some connection internet, but you won't have to complete this. This is usually not assigned. So with this, I conclude the first part of the En Linea video guide.